On April 30th, 2025, the United States and Ukraine finalized a significant minerals deal, marking a pivotal moment in their bilateral relationship amid Ukraine's ongoing conflict with Russia. The agreement, signed by U.S. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent and Ukrainian First Deputy Prime Minister Yulia Sviridenko, grants the U.S. preferential access to Ukraine's natural resources, including critical minerals like graphite, lithium, and titanium, as well as oil and gas. This deal, however, was not without its challenges, as negotiations were fraught with tension, public disputes, and threats from U.S. President Donald Trump to walk away from the agreement. This video explores the context, terms, and implications of the minerals deal, focusing on Trump's negotiation strategy and his recent comments suggesting he could abandon it. The minerals deal emerged from months of contentious negotiations, initially sparked by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's Victory Plan in September 2024, which proposed leveraging Ukraine's mineral wealth to secure continued U.S. support. Ukraine possesses approximately 5% of the world's critical raw materials, including 19 million tons of proven graphite reserves, making it a significant player in the global supply chain for electric vehicle batteries and high-tech products. The agreement establishes a U.S.-Ukraine Reconstruction Investment Fund, which will receive 50% of royalties and fees from natural resource projects in Ukraine to be reinvested in new projects benefiting both nations. Unlike earlier drafts, the final deal ensures Ukraine retains ownership of its subsoil and control over extraction decisions, addressing concerns about sovereignty raised by Zelensky and Ukrainian officials. The path to the agreement was turbulent, marked by a highly publicized Oval Office clash on February 28, 2025, between Trump, Vice President J.D. Vance, and Zelensky. During this meeting, Trump and Vance accused Zelensky of being disrespectful and gambling with global stability, leading to the abrupt cancellation of a planned signing ceremony and joint press conference. Trump's frustration stemmed from Zelensky's insistence on including security guarantees against Russian aggression in the deal, a demand Trump dismissed in favor of economic partnership as a form of security. The fallout saw Zelensky leave the White House without an agreement, with Trump posting on Truth Social that Zelensky had disrespected the U.S. and was not ready for peace. A turning point came during a private meeting between Trump and Zelensky at Pope Francis's funeral in the Vatican, where the two leaders reportedly reconciled. Zelensky later described this encounter as productive, noting it paved the way for the deal's eventual signing. However, tensions resurfaced when Trump, on March 30th, 2025, accused Zelensky of trying to back out of the deal, warning of big problems if he did not sign. This rhetoric, echoed in posts on X, underscored Trump's transactional approach, tying the minerals deal to broader geopolitical objectives, including Ukraine's willingness to negotiate peace with Russia under U.S. leadership. Trump's recent comments, as noted in posts on X on May 4th, 2025, suggest he remains open to walking away from the deal and, by extension, U.S. support for Ukraine. These statements align with his broader strategy of pressuring Zelensky to make concessions, such as territorial compromises with Russia, to secure a ceasefire. Trump has emphasized that the minerals deal alone is insufficient to resume full U.S. aid and intelligence sharing, demanding a shift in Ukraine's stance on peace talks. This approach has drawn criticism, with some analysts arguing it undermines Ukraine's sovereignty and risks alienating a key ally in the region. The minerals deal's implications are multifaceted. For the U.S., it secures access to critical resources, potentially reducing reliance on adversarial suppliers like China. For Ukraine, it offers economic recovery prospects but comes with challenges, including the need for extensive demining efforts, as 25% of its land is contaminated with unexploded ordnance, and the fact that significant mineral deposits lie in Russian-occupied territories. Critics, including former Ukrainian officials, have warned that the deal could compromise Ukraine's EU accession aspirations if it grants excessive control to the U.S., a concern Zelensky addressed by prioritizing terms compatible with EU candidacy. Trump's threats to abandon the deal reflect his broader foreign policy, characterized by a transactional lens where economic leverage supersedes traditional security commitments. While the agreement signals a commitment to a free, sovereign, and prosperous Ukraine, as stated by Besant, its success hinges on private investment and long-term stability, both of which are uncertain given the ongoing war and geopolitical volatility.